Hi, team. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. So I was just working on the live streaming and everything. So I'm going to start the record. Awesome. And we are live on YouTube as well. So I'm going to go ahead and switch on my video. All right. So let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me well.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome.
And we can see you.
Great. So amazing to be in the same room with the Zuri team. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And hello, everyone on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Hanifa Abdurrahman Leki, and I'm the Programs and Community Manager at Ingressive for Good. So we're going to be doing like a quick introduction. But before that, if you're joining us on YouTube, kindly help share your name and the country that you're joining us from. So let's quickly do that in the next 2 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And I'm really, really excited to be here. Okay, so just like I mentioned, this is I4G Zuri Orientation Onboarding. And basically what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be going over what Zuri is, what I4G is. We're going to be introducing some of our amazing mentors to everyone. We're also going to be talking about what the program is all about. And yeah, so let's go over some introductions. Let's see what countries we have our amazing learners from. Yes, we can see from Nigeria, from Abuja, from Nigeria. Nigeria, amazing. We have a lot of people from Nigeria. Hi, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. All right, so I think we have a lot of people from Nigeria. Oh, awesome, we got somebody from South Africa. Hello, thank you so much for joining. All right, so let's just get started. So basically what we're going to be going over would be, just like I said, we did a little bit of introduction. We're going to be talking about Ingressive for Good. We're going to be talking about Zuri. And obviously most important parts would be what the program is all about. So who is this program for? Why are you here? What do you need to do? How long is this training for? Are you going to pay? What do you do when you're in this training? How do you go about the training? What do you need? And basically we're also going to take questions from everyone as well, or as much questions as we can in the given time. So just like I said, my name is Hanifa, and I'm currently the Programs and Community Manager at Ingressive for Good. And today we are going to be doing the orientation onboarding for the learners of I4G Zuri. And basically, a little bit about Ingressive for Good. Ingressive for Good is a nonprofit edtech with a mission to train 1 million African youths in 5 years and to place 0.05% of them in jobs. We do this through, amazing partners like Zuri, DataCamp, Geniza, Coursera, and through our programs, the technical training program, the micro scholarship, and the talent placements. And most importantly, through our community, every one of you is so important to us. And that's why we do all these amazing programs that we do to make sure that we impact your lives and you build a tech skill and then get placed in job. So that's a little bit about I4G, and we started our partnership with the Zuri team ever since 2020, and Zuri has been, an amazing partner. And through Zuri, we've been able to train as much African youth as possible in, core tech skills, software development, product design, and yeah, I think the Zuri team will talk more about that one as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. Get ready to have your questions ready so you can ask them when we get to that point. And in the meantime, I'm going to be introducing some of our amazing Zuri team to go over their introduction as well. We have just 2 minutes, and yeah, I'll start with Sandy. Hi, Sandy, do we have you here?
Hi, good evening. I'm happy to be here as well. Okay, so a brief introduction. My name is Good News Sandy, and I'm one of the front-end mentors. I'll be participating in mentoring the Zuri interns and to take them through the whole process of learning and, the live recording, just the whole process of learning and getting them kickstart their career in tech. So I'm happy to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandy. Thank you for that. Nino, did I get that right?
Yes, please. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Esther Neo, so you can just call me Esther for short. Okay, so I'm part of the front-end mentors, and I'll be taking the interns. I'll be helping them out with any questions they have, and also just helping them in the front-end part. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Neo. Thank you, Esther. All right, I'm going to be going over to Toby. Or Toby.
Hello. Yeah, either one works for me. Yeah, so I'll be mentioning the Python backend track. So we'll be working more like server-side applications and stuff. So we're going to be building applications at scale. We're looking at how to handle authentication and stuff like that. So looking forward to working with you guys and looking forward to learning as we build together. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Calculus. Wow, I love that name.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. Okay, just joined in 2 minutes, not long ago. So hi, everyone. I'm Isaiah Calculus, known on Twitter and everywhere. I'll be mentoring the product design track. So basically what we'll be doing is an introduction, but then we'll be going much more further. And at the end of this track, you would have some very interesting projects in your portfolio. And so basically we'll be taking you from everything design, starting from the basis of design, colors, typography, icons, creating style guide, design systems. Then we'll be doing UX also, drafting out research, carrying out a user research session, analyzing the research. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I know you guys are in your numbers, but then, so one thing I just want to say is that you guys should be, very invested in your own personal development. You're in thousands, the noise is everywhere, but make sure you want to learn, make sure you want to get better. So, and I know it's going to be interesting. So hope to see you guys in class soon. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Calculus. Do we have Senior Andy here? Do we have Senior Andy here? I can move on to Loy. Hi, Loy. I think I can see Loy.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
I'm Loy. Happy to meet everyone on the space now. I'll be helping with design, and I'm glad I'll be helping break down the nitty-gritties of design to everyone who is on product design track. And I'm sure it's going to be a very fun ride, and can't wait to get everybody started. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So I guess that's everyone so far. In case there's anyone else that wants to introduce themselves, feel free to reach out. So I'm going to be reaching out to Andy, but before that, I wanted to say a little bit about some of the expectations that Ingressive for Good has of you as a student. Number one is this opportunity is 100% free. So that means we've been able to, as much as possible, remove some financial burden from you that you would have needed to be able to, have access to this opportunity. So that means that we need your 100% attention in this opportunity to learn, to grow, to adopt this skill as something that you want to start a career in the next few months, right? So this is a unique opportunity for you to start a career in these skills that you've chosen. So we are here for you. We are always going to be here to answer as much questions as possible. Like if you can see, we're always trying to respond to the emails, even on Slack channel. We make sure that your questions are being responded to. And if you are also a community, a part of our Telegram community, we also try to respond to your questions as well. So feel free to keep asking questions, keep learning, keep growing, don't stop. We're here for you all the time. And also, being a part of I4G Zuri automatically means that you're a part of the I4G network, right? And what that means is that you always get access to opportunities, you always get access to resources, job opportunities, and access to grow. A small example or small story would be, we have community members that were a part of the I4G Zuri from 2020, or a part of just the I4G network from 2020, and now they are working in big companies that we're absolutely proud of. We have community members that started the opportunity or the lessons, the learnings from last year, and now they have jobs in big companies, or they're building their own companies. So don't look down on it. If you're stuck, find yourself, right? Ask questions. If you're tired, rest, but don't stay down, stand up and continue, right? So yes, I'm going to be introducing Andy. Is Andy here?
Yeah, thank you, Annie, for.
So Andy, you're going to be talking a little bit, taking us through the program walkthrough, what the program is all about, who the program is for, and basically everything around what Zuri will be doing in the next few months.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. So basically, right, I know there's been a lot of questions around what exactly is the program, who is it for, what exactly is it that we're doing. So basically, the program is for everyone that is interested in getting into the tech space, and then you have not find a way of having to learn. So Zuri is partnering with Ingressive to bring this opportunity to everyone. Basically, you want to switch into tech, or you're in tech where you don't have a structured learning platform. That is what we're doing here. So the program is for everybody. It's for beginners. It's absolutely beginner friendly. So you can be rest assured that we will not be loading you with stuff that you may not necessarily have information about. Okay, so let me go around and talk about the training tracks, right? So basically for this course, we have two basic tracks, which is part-time and full-time. Now, having gone through our Slack workspace, we discovered that there's a little bit of confusion about what exactly does full-time mean, what exactly does part-time mean. So basically, full-time, as at the point when you were registering, we said if you are able to dedicate 25 hours in a week to the program, then that would qualify you for the full-time. And then 11 hours plus would qualify you for the part-time. And over last week, we had a pre-selection task where you were given tasks to do, just so that we could better sieve out the kind of students that would really make sense for either of the tracks. So if you're a full-time student, basically, you have the option of doing either full stack dev, right? So when I say full stack now, you'll be doing front end, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then you'll be doing back end also, which is basically Python and a little bit of DevOps. So I know some people, when they're picking their tracks, we're trying to pick full stack as in development and design. It doesn't work that way. So you can only pick either design or you can pick development. So a full-time student who wants to do something around dev, we have to pick front end and a Python course and then DevOps, while product design is basically just product design. I don't think I have to explain that so much, right? So part-time students on the other hand would have to break down their choices. So if you're going to be a back-end part-time student, you can pick either of these courses. So you have just the option of picking one. Unlike full-time that you will be able to do front end, you'll be able to do Python, you'll be able to do a little bit of DevOps. Part-time students would basically just be able to do just PHP, right? So you can only just pick PHP, or you can pick Node.js, or you can pick Python. You have no option of picking the combination. And then if you're part-time front end, you will just be doing just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and that's all. And then for design also, you'll just be doing Figma. So basically, right, most especially for product design and all, the difference in the track is basically the workload, right, that you'll be doing. At the point of your registration, we kind of like made it known to you that you would not really be going into practicals, as it were, but we'll try as much as possible to give you the resources that would enable you to stand on your own feet and carry on from there. So I think that's basically is for the training tracks. Then we have stages in the training. So basically, everyone currently now is on stage 0, right? So after grading the tasks that we gave you last week, those that qualify will be moved to stage 1. So we have from stage 1 to stage 10. So basically, all you have to do is complete your tasks, attend live classes if you are a full-time student, put in the work that is necessary, and your accumulated points determines where you would eventually get to at the end of the program. So I think that's it. Tools to be used during the programs, basically your LMS. We've tried as much as possible to release enough tutorial on how to use your LMS. Tasks have been given out for you to just try out different things that is going on the learning management system. So we'll be using the LMS a lot. Announcements would happen on the LMS and on the announcements channel on Slack. So basically you would be abreast of all information that is needed. Then your calendar, your Google Calendar should be your friend. By Sunday, would be giving out all the timetable for students across all tracks. So make sure you keep looking at that. And then please, as much as possible, make sure you do your tasks, you submit them on time, and then they are graded. So I think that's it for me on the program walkthrough. So best of luck to you. See you at the top. Any forward to you, please.
Love it. CEOs, future CEOs. All right, thank you so much, Andy. So if you're joining us, feel free to let us know where you're joining us from and your name. And if you have any questions for us, get ready to answer them. And I think the next thing that we're going to be looking at are the roles and discussion, right? So Andy has taken us through the training tracks, has taken us through the stages, has taken us through the LMS and all that. And I hope those have explained some of the major questions that you have. So I'm going to be introducing Chikire now. Chikire, did I get that right?
Yes, you got it.
Awesome, thank you. So you're going to be taking us through the roles and discussions, basically talking to us about the roles and responsibilities of the mentors, of the coordinators, and how what each roles are meant for, and how students should reach out to this, to this specific roles. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hanifa. Good evening, everybody. My name is Chikire Akwibe. I am one of the program coordinators on the Zurich team. So I'm going to be taking you through the roles of mentors, coordinators, and students. Students are basically the participants. So as a participant, you're required to follow instructions, to do your tasks, to join live classes if you're a full-time participant, to monitor your LMS and other channels on the Slack workspace for information. So the mentors, basically, they assist the students, that they assist you if you have any problems in your learning process, like that has to do with your course or your track. You can reach out to the mentors. They are available to answer your questions. If you encounter any issues while doing your assignments or your tasks, you can reach out to mentors. And mentors on the workspace are supposed to have this angel emoji, that's to identify them. Okay. They are also responsible for grading tasks and providing feedback. For instance, if you notice that maybe your grades were low and you feel like you should have gotten a higher point, you can reach out to any of the mentors in your track or your course and try to find out why you got that point. Okay, so the coordinators ensure that the program runs smoothly. Okay, so if you have any technical issue, like let's say you have difficulties registering on the LMS, or you tried submitting a task on the LMS and it didn't work, or you have any issues reaching out to a mentor, maybe you've tried to reach out to your mentors in your different tracks and you can't, or you didn't find that easy, you can reach out to any of the coordinators on the platform. We're like 3. There's me, there's Ekene, there's Emmanuel, and there's the coordinator account. Okay, so if you have any questions regarding this, feel free to ask. I'm here to take any questions. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chikere. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. So we have the mentors and we have the coordinators, and you know who to want to ask which particular questions. So I'm going to be going over to Ekene, and Ekene is going to be taking us through best practices. Now, make sure you listen to this part. Know what to do on the different platforms. Know what to do in your tasks. Know how to ask questions. So Ekene, I'm going to be moving over to you.
Hi everyone, good evening. I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
All right, so I'll go ahead with the best practices. Also, just know that I'm Ghost on Slack, so in case you guys are wondering who is Ekene, I'm also Ghost. Okay, so I'll go ahead and talk about Zoom. So during this training, your mentors might have a class with you all on Zoom. And there are some things that we would like you guys, like rules that we would like you guys to follow when you join a Zoom class. And the first one would be that whenever you guys join a Zoom class, you should try as much as possible to mute your mic, because so it's not nice when your mentor or is taking a class and then you can hear background noises from the students and all that. So it's really distracting. So try as much as possible to always mute your mic whenever you join a Zoom call. Also, you have to ask your questions in the chat box. So you don't have to unmute your mic to ask your question, which means if you do that, you'll be interrupting your mentor. So just ask your questions in the chat box, and then when your mentor is done, he or she would take the questions and provide the suitable answers. Also, do not flood the chat box. It's not because you've been given access to ask questions on chat box, you would have the opportunity to. It means you have the opportunity to flood the chat box with questions. Sometimes I don't know if I say unnecessary questions, but yeah, a lot of questions that are not needed as of that moment. Also, as I said before, do not interrupt anyone that is speaking without permission. So your mentor would give you the opportunity to speak, and unless he does that, you shouldn't unmute your mic and speak at all. So the next platform will be Slack, and I know a lot of you are already familiar with Slack. So first of all, I would like to point this out. A lot of people don't pay attention to the announcement channel, and that's it's not good because every important information is being posted on the announcement channel, and then most of you don't really go through the announcement channel to find out what information has been communicated to you guys. Um, and it's a really, I don't know whether I should call it a bad habit, but it's not really good. So I would like you guys to always check the announcement channel every day. So every day you come on Slack, always go through the announcement channel to see if there's a new information you need to know about. Also, I know a lot of people are complaining. I've received complaints that um, everywhere is crowded. There are too many messages. We can't focus. Just like Shay has said, also on the Slack, if you feel that the messages are too much on other channels like random, you can leave the channel. All right. So don't be carried away by so many messages because most of those messages are just random messages. They're not really relevant to your learning. So if you feel that it's a very big distraction for you, please you can just leave the channel and then just stay on the channels, the important channels that you need to be on, which is the announcement channel and then the general channel and your course channel. Also, like I said, you need to use your channels. So your specific course channels were made for you to discuss your course related things. So if you're in the front end channel, we expect you to only talk about things related to front end development. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We don't want to see you talking about a movie in the front end channel or about animes or games. It doesn't portray a good picture. So please always use your channel, your course channel for the right things, and always ask the related questions in those channels. Also, on Slack, I would like to say one more thing. So you all should maintain decorum. So sometimes I come on Slack and it's really rowdy, a lot of messages, a lot of people are posting irrelevant things, talking irrelevant things. It's not good to see. So please, so you guys should just only talk about things related to this training. Try as much as possible to talk about things related to training. Try as much as possible to provide help to your fellow course mates. And yeah, so let me move on to task. Now, task. A lot of people would say, "Oh, okay, I got the task on Monday. I have to like Friday to do my task." It's a very, very, very bad idea. It's a very bad idea. Try as much as possible to do your task on time. So if you have a task on Monday, please try to make out time to do that task on Monday. If you're not successful on Monday, then try on Tuesday. Don't say, okay, I still have like 4 days left before I do the task. Let me wait till the last day. Because sometimes you all know that sometimes that last day when you want to do the task is when you run into issues, and then because of the issues, and then you know you're close to deadline, you then feel pressured, and then you start asking questions, looking for solutions, and then maybe unfortunately nobody gives you that solution. You feel frustrated and angry, and then you say nobody helps you out. Meanwhile, you made it possible. So try as much as possible to always do your task on time. Do not cheat. And the do not cheat, I mean, is don't copy someone's code. So if you're given a task to create something, don't go on Google and then copy someone's code and then just paste it and say, oh, I've done the task. It's not good at all. So try as much as possible to do those tasks yourself. It should help you. It should help you in your learning journey. It should help you know what you're learning. Um, yeah, it will help you a lot when you do the task yourself, when you meet those errors yourself, and then you try to debug them. It would help you very much. Oh, sorry. Also, I would like to talk about submitting your task before the due date. Just like as I said about the procrastinating of the task, please try as much as possible to submit your task before the last day of submission, because most times a lot of people would then submit the task on the day, or try to submit the task on the day of submission, and then submission is closed, and then we start receiving messages like, please, I submitted my task, but when I submitted it, the submission deadline was up, the time was up. So please, can you open it for me? We won't give you like opportunity to resubmit. So try as much as possible to submit your task on time. Um, okay. Also, like Chikure pointed out, if you need help on your task, you need more clarity. Try as much as possible to talk to a mentor. She has identified how to find the mentors. So reach out to them, ask them questions related to your task, and they will be sure to give you the right answers to them. Okay, so yeah, also do not be rude to your mentors and your fellow students. I see a lot of people doing that, especially to their fellow students. You insult, you curse. It's it's not good at all. It's not good at all, and we won't condone that kind of attitude. So try as much as possible to be respectful to everyone, the students, the mentors. Follow instructions. This is very, very, very important. A lot of a lot of you all don't follow instructions. Like since the day we started till now, sometimes you give instructions and people don't follow these instructions, and then it makes everything just look scattered. So please try as much as possible to follow instructions. Um, yeah, so follow instructions, both instructions from your mentors, instructions from the coordinators, and also instructions from the students. Not like they are giving you commands, but maybe they are passing a message that a mentor has um, said already. So try as much as possible to follow these instructions, and also work with your other students, work with your other colleagues. You guys should brainstorm together. Find a way to resolve issues, talk to each other, give each other help when needed, and all that. Yeah, and lastly, it is unacceptable to harass anyone. So if you're found harassing someone, um, you might be kicked out from the workspace because it is part of the workspace rule. Do not harass anyone, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So if you are caught doing this, if you're caught breaking the rule, there are consequences. There are large consequences. Okay, so I know you all have read through the workspace rule, which showed you the kind of things you should do and the kind of things you should not do. And one of them is advertising. So please do not advertise any product or anything in any of the Slack channels. Do not use the at everyone tag. And lastly, always abide to rules. I know I've been speaking for too long. I just have one more thing to say. Always use Google. There is Google for a reason. I see a lot of people asking questions, and these are questions that if you ask on Google, you would receive the right answers to them. So try as much as possible to always use Google. So whenever you're given a task, first consult Google. So go on Google, type the question that you need answers to, go through some blog posts, visit some websites like Stack Overflow or Medium or dev.co, and then look for the answers. Now, if you don't see those answers, then you can come on Slack and then talk to a mentor, or if no mentor is available, you can talk to your peers. I'm very sure that at least one of them would have been able to solve the problem you're having and would give you explain the solution to you. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Perfect. That was, very detailed. I hope everybody got that. And I absolutely love some of our learners that are, sharing the learning points on YouTube. Like, that was so cool. That's so nice of you. And I absolutely love that. Thank you so much. So while we are listening to all these instructions, we're listening to all this, we're picking up questions from there. So feel free, just like keep an open mind, listen properly, listen attentively. We are here to make sure that almost any question that you have, we're kind of covering all of it. So thank you so much for that, Ekene. That was really, really detailed. So I think, yes, I think the next step would be to answer questions. So we're going to be listening to you. Feel free to, post your questions on the chat box on YouTube, and we'll be going through them. Again, please, I hope you're not going to be asking questions that we've already covered, because, that'll be a lot of back and forth. So I think I have one question here. I think I even have a couple of questions of my own, but let's start here. So what would happen to people that doesn't have laptop or computer? Some of us couldn't finish our task because of laptop. So I think I'm going to take this, and then I can leave it to any of the the Zuri team. So from experience, right, and a lot of people that actually got laptops from our training programs from last year was people that were able to show dedication. And what I mean by showing dedication is you've tried all of your possible best to be able to get a laptop. That includes borrowing. If it's that, you have an auntie or a family member or a friend that maybe goes to work and they come back and you can borrow their laptop all through the night. Borrow that laptop and use it for what you want to do and work all through the night. If it is that you have to go to cyber cafe, let's say twice in a week or 3 times in a week, depending, for you to be able to do your tasks, please do that. And that's what it means by showing dedication. And we are trying our best. We've spent thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to, bring all this for free to you. And that means we also want you to be able to also show dedication by trying all of your possible best to be able to get a laptop. And you will see, even a lot of people that were not even able to get laptops from us, they got jobs, and from getting jobs, they were able to get a laptop. A personal story that I know from myself would be if somebody that was a community member, a student, his laptop was so faulty that he could only use it when there's light. And so what he does is it takes it to school, and anytime there's light in any school building, takes it there to charge and then work. It was a hassle, trust me. It was very hard, but because of that dedication, he worked so hard for about a few months. I think he was even doing design. Yes, he was doing design, and I'm like, it's so personal to me because he focused on it, worked for about 3 months using that laptop. At the point that laptop crashed, he had to borrow a friend's laptop, and then when he got that laptop, he was able to finish his training, get certification, and then apply for jobs. Applying for jobs, he was able to earn some money, and he was able to fund his laptop. So you have to show dedication. Andy, do you want to take it from here?
Oh, okay. So I was just going to add to what you said, right? The level of work you put into it would determine if you would eventually get it, right? So you do not expect us to just give you a laptop because you say, I don't have a laptop, and then give me a laptop. No, we will not do that. But if you've showed dedication, if you're able to prove that despite where you find yourself, you can still make it work, then we can surely do something about that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Andy. So the next question would be, what's the duration of the training?
Okay. So basically, the duration is 3 months. It's basically 3 months. It's there on the website. The training is 3 months. Both your classes and your practicals, 3 months.
Perfect. So just 3 months. You have 3 months to go through this basic training, and then we move on from there. Still confused on how to interact with others. Please, how do I do it? So if I can quickly do a little bit of chipping here. How do I connect? I think similar question as well. How do I connect with other colleagues so as to work with them? You have been added to Slack channel, and you know from the introductions, you see people that you are learning the same thing, right? Reach out to them. connect with them. Hi, my name is this and I'm learning, or I want to learn this. Should we learn together? Or you see some people that are already understanding a lot of what the conversation has been going about. Feel free to reach out to them, and please be as respectful of their time as possible, and also read the announcement. So if you have been listening to some of the mentors and what they've been saying, read the announcements channel, read it back to back before you ask questions. But yeah, I'll let Andy take it from here.
Okay, so basically, I was just going to say, read the announcement channel back to back. Like, basically, when you wake up in the morning, go to the Slack workspace and read announcements. So if you are doing that, I think you would be kept abreast of information. And then to connect with co-participants, right? Basically, the Slack is just for you to connect. You have your different channels, right? Per courses, and we strongly encourage you to try as much as possible to bond with people, create friends that can help you track your journey. And I think one of the things we said when we were sending you your email was I would like you to document your journey. So do that as a group, do that as a clique, find like-minded individuals who are dedicated as you are, and then give it your best shot, please. We strongly recommend that you have friends that would aid your journey.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy. Is it okay to create WhatsApp groups for learning and networking purposes?
So yeah, okay. About WhatsApp group, right? So Zuri would not, okay, Zuri and I4G, right, would not be liable for anything that happened outside of the official workspace. So as much as possible, keep every conversation on the workspace, because we don't want to have incidents where you create a WhatsApp group, something goes wrong, and then you now come back to us and say you did a Zuri training and something. So as much as possible, please keep our conversation on the official workspace.
Yeah, and if I should add this, is it possible for them to create Slack channels like outside of the official ones that's just for them?
So in order to checkmate rowdiness in the entire workspace, we would not be doing that. We will not be enabling that option. I don't know. There's a direct message this thing on Slack, so you could send a direct message to someone on Slack, but keep it on Slack. Yeah, so use your course channel for every discussion.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I hope you all heard that. So due to time difference, will there be consideration for time zones?
So basically, I think that was one of the very first announcements we made when we started the program. All time zone will be West African time. So if you are from a different time zone, say EST and all, you would have to just try as much as possible to adjust to our timing. There will be recorded classes for live sessions, so you could definitely go to the YouTube page to watch live classes. So I think you would be fine at the end of the day.
Yeah, and also I think you can also like add deadlines and stuff to your calendar. So whatever time it is on what, just convert it to your own time zone, add it to your calendar so you know what time it is on your own side. I can't see any resource yet, full stack, or any course resource yet.
Okay, so I think the person is asking for resources. So basically, the first week was for you to get to know your track, understanding your track. So the tasks were based on having a little bit of understanding of what the courses were about. So moving forward from Sunday, which is when you start getting the bulk of the work, resources will be released by Sunday, your tasks will be released, your schedules will be released. So just keep calm. Enjoy the weekend, all right? Enjoy it today and Saturday. By Sunday, I think the testimony will change. So let's just keep calm. You'll get the resources. And it's a world where we have YouTube. YouTube has thousands of resources. So if you are eager enough to learn, you can always use Google, you can always use it. So
yeah. So basically, calm down, you guys. You have the next 48 hours free for the tax start rolling in. Are there certificates being awarded after the program? I think I can speak a little to this. So we're working together with the Zuri team, the IFOG and Zuri team. We're working together to create certificates that would be awarded only for people that complete projects, right? You finish the entire 10 stages that's required for you. There's going to be a certificate that would be awarded. Yeah. All right, so let me continue. So does this mean we are not gonna be having tutorials, just tasks? Man, people.
okay, I think, okay, so basically, if you are a part-time student, you would not be having live sessions. That means because of the time frame that you've chosen, we've decided to make your classes recorded. So everything that you need to learn, everything that you need to kickstart your journey would be provided for you through recorded classes. But if you are full-time, you'd your mentors basically would come up with schedules for live classes for you. So overall, you still get every thing that you need to get.
Great. So this person says, I have been trying to update my profile, but after entering the data and clicked on save, it will still show that the user hasn't updated her profile. Technical difficulties, I guess.
I believe that question will be about the LMS. So let me just quickly address this. On the LMS, right? So try as much as possible to be patient with it. You know, people come online and say, try doing this, and then this is what I got, and then you are just coming to complain immediately. Most times, the issue might be from your own end. It might be your browser, the network. So as much as possible, make sure that you verified that these things are not happening from your side. That is the server problem. Then we can do something about it. So I would just recommend that this person try again, and yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you so much, Andy. Is there any special app to download for product design aside Figma?
Okay, so
let me answer that. All right. So for the product design, you will be
please go
using
ahead.
Figma and Art. Okay, can you hear me?
Can you hear
Yeah.
you?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So for the product design, you'll be making use of Figma and then Adobe XD. So for Figma, you can use the web version. So if your PC has low specs and you can't install the Figma application, you can use the web version of the Figma application. And the Adobe XD also has, I think it has an application and then a web version. So if you can't access the application due to your low specs, you can use the web version for your courses.
All right, thank you so much for that. So you can use Figma, the web version, and all that. Please, how can we get in touch with a particular coordinator? I feel like we've answered this earlier, but yeah, Andy.
Sorry, let me answer that also.
Okay.
So as Chikiri mentioned during the presentation, so the coordinators have an icon, and the icon is sorry, hold on. So the icon is a butterfly, a blue butterfly icon beside their name. So anybody you see who has the blue butterfly icon is a coordinator. So you can just send them a direct message or tag them to a message a question or a message you posted on any channel, and then would reply you, would get back to you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, I wanted to add to what he said. Sorry. So in addition to what Ekene Ghost said, please, because of coordinators are using the butterfly icon, we advise that no student should use a butterfly icon next to their names so that people can easily reach out to us to get help. Thank you.
All right, so program coordinators have butterfly icons. Please do not use butterfly icons in your name. All right, thank you. So I think we've answered this question. I'm not going to repeat it. Please, how do we get to know people doing or attending same class to enable us interact? Important question.
Oh, okay. So basically, I think I've basically answered it also. There's a channel. So if you're doing PHP, you have a common channel, and then everybody there are taking the course. So I think that's quite explanatory enough. So you know everybody that in your course area, and then you can always reach out to them.
Yeah, that it is. So there's a specific channel for every course, and every member of that course are doing the same thing that you're doing. So just feel free to reach out to each one of them there. Please, in case you found a student that maybe you feel he or she is more advanced than you, are you free to private chat with the person? Absolutely. Feel free to reach out to your classmates, but be respectful of their time, be respectful of what you send as well.
Yeah.
All right, so please, what is the Telegram link? I'm not on the Telegram group, oh, interesting. Okay, so there's specifically for I4G Zuri training that you'll be doing, there's a Slack link, right? Just the Slack for everyone going through the lessons. The Telegram link I mentioned earlier are for community members of I4G. Yes, we'll be reaching out to you later on to invite you to join our Telegram community, to, you know, participate in some of our programs outside of the Zuri training that you're currently doing. So just, you know, calm down, yeah, calm down. Please, can we have the task for the week reopened?
Oh, okay. So
I'm sorry, we can't reopen. You were given a lot of time to do those tasks, and I'm afraid we can't reopen the task for you to submit again. So just like I said before during the presentation, try as much as possible to submit your task before the deadline, so that when it is closed, you won't beg us to reopen the task again.
Thank you. So
sorry, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Just a quick one on tax, right? So we've been having questions about submissions. So when you're making submissions on your tax, as much as possible, be very careful to submit the right things. Once you submit, you can now edit your submissions. So people have been coming around to say they submitted a different link for their Figma, a different link for their GitHub and stuff like that. So when you are about to submit your tax or you're about to give answers to your tax, as much as possible, be deliberately intentional about doing the right thing. Once you click on submit, that is it, it's final. So even if you have the right answer for a wrong question, you get in, I think you get the picture. So please be as careful as possible.
All right. So submit the right thing and submit it at the right time. So right. Can someone on a track attend classes of another track for knowledge sake? In the similar question as well, can I choose the backend language to learn if I am the full stack degree?
Can you attend another class? So basically, the timetable that will be available to you would be for your course. So I don't see how you would even see their timetable in the first place. So that's a no. But you can always go back to YouTube to watch the recorded classes. All live sessions will be posted on YouTube after they are completed for you. So you can always go there to digest the information there. Then, sorry, I didn't get the second part of the question.
Can I choose a backend language to learn if I am in the full stack degree?
So if you're a full stack, I think full stack as in full time. So basically, you're going to do HTML, CSS, JavaScript plus Python and DevOps. That's what you're going to do as a full-time student. Unless if the person is saying just front end. If you are doing just front end, you're doing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then if you're part-time backend, you're picking either of PHP, Python, or Node.js?
All right.
Let me add to that. So if you're doing the full stack track, you would be using Python. So that's Python for the back end. But as the person asked, if you feel like would I say Python is not enough for you, or you want to learn another backend language, you feel free to do that. There are other resources on YouTube and on Google. You can search for resources on how to learn a different backend language apart from Python, and then just go ahead.
All right. Thank you for that. Can you differentiate between the track and course?
Okay, so track is full-time and part-time. That's track. So courses under full-time are full stack dev and product design, and then courses under part-time track are PHP, Python, Node.js, design, and front-end.
All right. What will happen to people that miss the first week task?
Oh, I mean, there should be nobody that have missed the first week tax. If that's happening, that means that's a negligence on the part of the person. Either you didn't submit the tax as at when due, or you didn't submit the tax as at when due. So what will happen is this. So people that get maximum points from the previous tax will move to stage 1. So I explained before that we're having 10 stages. Everyone currently is on stage 0. So after the tax that we're given this week is graded, everyone will move to stage 1. So just in case you don't meet up to the required point, then you'll still be at stage 0. So let me explain how the stage works. So you don't necessarily have to say, because I'm in stage 1, I can't do the tax of stage. I'm in stage 0, I can't do tax of stage 1. If you, at the end of stage 1, you got, for example, 1 point, that would not qualify you to move to stage 2. However, when the tax of stage 2 are released, basically, which is like week 2, all you have to do is attempt the tax, do it. If your point at the end of the day can move you from stage 1 to stage 2, then you move to stage 2. And someone else who has maximum points previously in stage 1 moves to stage 3. So that is how it works. It's not as if because you didn't make maximum points in stage 1, you have to redo the tax. No, all you have to do is accumulate as much as points as possible to just keep progressing throughout the training.
All right, thank you, Andy. If I got that right, if I miss stage 1 task, I have the opportunity to attempt stage 2 for me to gather enough points to get to stage. If I miss stage 0 task, I have time to do stage 1 task to be able to gather enough points to be able to move on to stage 2.
So if you miss, okay, so I think that's confusing in a way. So if you miss stage 0 tax, right? Everybody that submitted stage 0 tax and got the maximum points are supposed to move to stage 1. However, if you did not attempt the tax on stage 0, what that means is you are still on stage 0. So when a new tax is released, if you attempt it and then you get maximum points, instead of you moving to stage 2 like everybody, you move to stage 1. Do you get now? Yeah, so I think that's it. So that's how it works. So all you have to do is try as much as possible to get the maximum points across all stages.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you. So let's move on. I've answered a lot of these questions, or we've answered them. Question: those who join the platform today, will they be given extension for the tasks submitted? So
if you're just joining the platform today, either you didn't check your mail on time and you couldn't join the workspace as when you were supposed to. All you have to do is, you will not be able to submit the tax now, right? But we strongly advise that you do the tax, just so that in case we open the tax for submission, you would have something to submit. Because normally when we close tax and then we want to reopen them, we don't open them for that long. It can be just for like an hour. So that means you would the people that will be able to submit will be people that are really dedicated to the program. So if you are really dedicated to the program, just do your tasks. If at any point we decide to reopen for submission, you'll be able to submit.
Yay. So you have the opportunity to submit. It's possible that, the team are feeling nice and they open the submission time for a couple of periods. So please go ahead to do your task. It's still possible for you to submit. So is the course start from scratch? I mean, from elementary? I'll just go ahead and say yes. It's from beginning. But anybody can join. If you do not know anything about coding or design, yes, it's from scratch. Those who join, okay, I've gotten this one. Is it cool to send a private message to a mentor, or it's best to ask the question openly on the channel and maybe tag him?
Okay, so basically the hallmark of Zuri and I4G would be respect, right? So even if you're having a private conversation with your mentor or with another student privately, we would strongly emphasize that you respect the person. So yes, you have a question you want to ask about the course, you have every right to go to your mentor's direct message and message them about your problem. Either ways, you can post it on a general channel, tag them, whatever works for you, but as much as possible, all we want to say is that there's a respect for your mentors, and then there's a professional gap and all that.
I want to add to that.
Right.
So yeah. So sometimes the participants would send messages to their mentors, and then they don't get a response, and then we see things like, I sent you a message since, and you did not respond. You didn't get back to me, or I've been waiting for 2 hours. You've not responded to my message. It's really disrespectful because sometimes these mentors have over 100 messages to reply, and it can be too much. So I would say it's best to, when you have a question, maybe post it on your selected course channel. So and tag the mentor. If the mentor is available, the mentor can give you an answer to that question. But if the mentor is unavailable and a student has an answer to the question, the student can give you a reply. So most times when you send the message privately to a mentor, other students who have successfully found a solution to your problem don't really know that you have a problem. So also try to post those messages on your channels, and then tag your mentors also. So your fellow classmates can give you feedback or answers to the question you have.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for that, Alan. Just to reiterate, it's sometimes maybe better to send your questions to the channel and then tag them, because a lot of the time these questions are very repetitive. So you want to make things easier for us, like help us help you. Help us help you. We are all here for you. We are going to always answer your questions, but try to limit the amount of questions that you want to ask, and see if other learners have also asked those questions, and then read the responses, or ask your classmates instead of your mentors. We are going, this number of people that applied are over 80,000, and imagine if like over 70K or 50K are going through these learnings as well. So try as much as possible to help us help you, right? So thank you so much for that. So does the part-time Slack has DevOps as one of the courses? I think we've answered this question previously. Well, yeah, I think finally, if Andy can help us, list out what the part-time and full-time courses are, and then we don't take questions from there anymore.
Okay, so just to lay emphasis on this, right? So if you're a full-time participant, what you have to do is full stack. So you are doing front end, which would be HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? And then you do Python and DevOps for a full stack developer. And then there's product design for full time, which would be Figma, Adobe XD, and all that. Then if you are part-time, you can only pick a course. So you can't do PHP and Python, no. if you are backend part-time, what you would do would be either PHP, Python, or Node.js. And then if you are front end, you are just basically doing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And product design also, you are just using Figma.
All right, thank you so much for the breakdown. So please, will the live classes include hands-on practice because of light issues?
So it depends on the particular course. Okay, let me speak freely. So on our curriculum currently, especially for backend, there would be classes where your mentors will actually have a work on a walkthrough on how to do coding, like real-time codings in your classes for like live sessions. So I think you should be prepared for that. I know like this is Nigeria, right? So there's a lot of light issues and stuff like that. That's why as much as possible, would release videos of live sessions as soon as possible on the YouTube channel so that you can catch up. However, I think I should also state this. Now, when you were registering as a full-time student, you already told us you would be able to guarantee 25 hours per week. There would be live sessions where attendance would be taken, and this would count in your overall point. So as much as possible, don't try to stay away from live classes. Try as much as possible to find the best solution around it, and I think you would be fine.
All right, thank you, Andy. Our certificate is going to be issued. I think we've already answered this question earlier. Yes. Is this program only for Africans? I'm going to take that. Yes, it's only for Africans. Ingressive for Good is specifically to train African youth in tech. So if you are an African, yes. If you are from an African country, yes. From any of the African countries, yes. If you're an African outside of Africa, absolutely. So I guess I've answered that. How can I join PHP channel, and also how can we get, okay, I'm not going to add that question, but how can I join the PHP channel, or basically how can I join any Slack channel?
I'm going to say the person should go to the announcement channel and go through the announcement. So basically all channels are listed in the announcement channel. All you have to do is click on the channel you want to join, and then you will join the channel.
All right. Can I change from full stack to front end?
Okay, so let me answer that. You can still change your tracks. You can still change your, sorry, I think I got that. You can still change your courses, but you can no longer switch tracks now. We've disabled the button to switch your tracks. So you had like a whole week to decide if you really wanted to do full-time or if you really wanted to do part-time. So now we've disabled that, but you can still go ahead to pick your courses, and then you can still pick your distance, but you cannot switch again. So that what that means is maybe last week, or let's say on Monday now, you decided to pick part-time as your track, and you've waited until now to say you want to switch to full-time. You would not be able to do that. But if you're just joining freshly, right, you can still pick your tracks, and then you can still pick your courses.
All right, thank you. Please, the mentors done grading. I had 16.7%, and I do not understand why.
Oh, okay. So I think that question would be on the tax that was released this week. So yes, there would be a release of our grading criteria after each tax, just so that you see the transparency behind everything. So I think we would also be publishing that very soon. But grading is still ongoing, actually.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to be skipping over a lot of questions that we've already answered just to manage time. I think we have just about 20 plus minutes. I submitted my tax before the deadline, and okay, so still said the same questions. Are we getting certificates? Absolutely. We've talked about this. If you complete your project, Can I change from full-time to part-time? No, not anymore. Can a student in a track attend classes of another track for knowledge sake? We do not advise it, but the YouTube has videos from these classes, so feel free to go there and learn. Would there be live classes for part-time students?
Okay, so I think I have an addition to the previous question, and then I'll just answer this. So, would there be live classes for part-time students? No, there would be recorded classes for you. Why we're not going to be doing live classes? You told us you have basically 11 hours maximum in a week to spend on the training, which would include your tasks, which would include your own private research, watching resources. So I don't think it's ideal enough that you still have to come around for live classes. It's going to drain you a lot. So we've decided to compress everything for you into recorded classes. So you would get recorded classes as a part-time student. And then I just wanted to say something. Oh my God. You're trying to say something about Alifa, can you help me with what you were saying the other time? I think I kind of like lost track of that.
Right. So there are two things: the live classes, and then if you can attend classes of other tracks.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to chip in. Now, this training is just for 3 months. So if you are like a full-time student, right, you would have taxes that would cut across front end, that will cut across Python, that will cut across DevOps. So in a week, there's a possibility of you getting 7, 8 tasks, and you have to finish all these things. So, and then if you're like backend part-time also, you have enough assignments on your hands already, and then you don't have time to go to another class and watch this thing. Or like full-time students that are like full devs, right? And they now to go watch live classes of product design. I don't see how you would have that time actually, because once the program starts, you would have a lot to do.
Yeah, sure. Would there be internship opportunity after the training? Is there opportunity to be connected to a job or startup or company where we can practice hands-on learning? So all these are just like talking about what goes on after the training.
Oh, okay. So basically, for top participants, people would finish the program as the best. Zuri has a talent pool that we're working on. So once that is ready, we'll be able to add it to our talent pool, and then you can get opportunities from there.
Yeah, and also I4G is also coming.
Yeah, I4G.
So, yeah, once you join our alumni, we have talent placement partners that share job opportunities with us. So we should always share them with our alumni, members. So if you finish your training with Zuri, you complete, to the last stage, you have opportunity to join our alumni. Please, I noticed that most software can't work for people like me who uses Linux OS. So please, what are the things put in place for us?
Oh, okay. So by
Francis,
tomorrow,
I think.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Ghost.
Okay, I thought Francis wanted to say something about that.
Oh, okay, Francis, please go ahead.
If you are speaking, we can't hear you.
No, okay, so I think it's not over the call, but let me just respond. We're already working on tutorials on how you can get the software that are needed if you're using.
Okay.
Yeah, Francis, please go ahead.
Okay. Like I'm assuming the person that's asking that question is going for Figma, but in general, most of the apps that is required for Windows can run on Linux. Figma, Adobe, this, and the only difference is the complications will be different. If it was easy on Linux, on Windows, it will be medium or hard on Linux. It depends on the app. For the Adobe suite, it's quite hard to install them on Linux. But Figma, you don't even need to install it. It's basically the same thing with the browser. So I hope I answered that question.
All right, thank you, Francis.
All right, so I guess we've answered that question. Can the free accounts on Figma be sufficient for the training program?
I think calculus is still on this course, so I think it would be better suited to answer that.
It should. We won't expect you to pay money to open a Figma account. A free account should be sufficient for you to go through this training.
All right, thank you. I don't have a laptop. Can I use my phone for this training?
To be honest, that would not, because you would have to code. That is if you're doing programming, and you most likely need a laptop. So if you don't have access to a laptop, like your personal laptop, you can ask a friend or borrow from someone to complete this program. But that's the advice I would give you: get a laptop. You won't be able to finish this program using a mobile device.
All right, thank you. Are there rewards for dedicated part-time members? Oh, very funny.
The reward is you're going to graduate. And okay, apparently there's a reward system. How that will work would communicate that with you as the program go on. But I think you should not do your work because you want reward from people. You should do your work because you are really interested in it and you really want to help yourself. So if your motive is, let me do this because I want to reward, I think you can decide to step out now, right? Because along the way, if you don't get the reward, you will not be motivated to go on. But if your motivation is, I want to do this so that I can learn this thing, I can better myself, I can place myself in a better career, then I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I would look for you. I'll fish you out, and I won't give you that reward.
Thank you. So yeah, please do this for yourself before rewards. Will the certificate be accepted internationally? I'll say we're working hard on that one, but Zuri is an internationally, and I4G is an internationally recognized organization. So a lot of our graduates or a lot of our students, when they mention I4G or they mention Zuri, they are well accepted, and a lot of them you say we know that organization and we know the type of community that you're coming from. So that's an internationally accepted enough certificate for you. And then once you start to share it on your LinkedIn, you start to talk about your projects to back it up, you start to talk about share what you do. So yeah. Is there a way we can have live discussions on the channel where common track members can meet and have live discussion on what was learned in the week, like a weekly conversation on the channel?
Yeah, they can have they can have a conversation on the channel. They can talk on the channel, but I think the person is kind of like asking if they can have like a meeting, let's say a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet meeting. We would not be doing that, but you can have a conversation about what was it.
Perfect. Okay.
So let me add to that. So there is a call feature on Slack which is called Huddle, but it was available to everyone, but that will not be available to everyone anymore because of how people misused it or broke the rules that we gave. So for your chat, you have feel free to just talk to your classmates. You can chat about what you've learned this week. But if you're expecting a voice call on Slack using Huddle, I'm sorry, that would not be available to you anymore.
All right. Thank you. Please, what medium would we be using to learn? I think we've answered this as well. Can I change my track? No. What is the minimum point to move on to the next stage?
The minimum point to move on to the next stage is to get the maximum point. So let's say the maximum point to move on to the next stage is 5. You have to get the 5 to move on to the next stage. So what that means is if you don't get 5, which is the maximum, and then your next task, you were able to get something that could make your point to get to 5, you would move on to the next stage.
All right. So I guess this is going to be our final question. Any other questions after this should go to the Slack platform. So in a case where one finishes and submits his or her task on time, what would make his or her score suffer? Like what are really the criteria for getting good scores? I know you said you were going to share this later on, but are there any little bits that you can share now before we kind of round up?
Let me just give an insight gist. So if you are given a task on product design, right? Maybe you had to design, let's say, profile card as you had in your task for this week. There are things that the mentors will look out for, which should be how well you understand the task, how well you've implemented what they want you to do. So how do you interpret questions? So you are given a task to say, design a profile card, and that's just it. So how well can you design a profile card? So you would have to interpret questions well. You would have to attempt to give your mentors as much as possible the thing that they want to see. And one thing we've always also encouraged in our trainings is innovativeness. You don't necessarily have to give us back to back as we've given it to you, right? We encourage you to think outside the box. So everybody is giving a profile card that is circle. You can come up with something rectangle. You can come up with something totally different. And if it makes sense, you would get your maximum point. So as much as possible, nobody would mark you down. You would see grading criteria later on after your tasks have been submitted, so that you know, okay, you yourself will be able to even grade yourself even before you see your results.
Yeah, great. Okay. So if you have any questions around Linux or anything outside of OS, send your questions to @team on Slack, @STEAM on Slack is willing to answer any questions that you have. Every other questions, kindly send them to the Slack platform. For every important links, information, the Zoom invites, anything that you need would be sent directly to you. So, calm down, have the next couple of hours, I'll call them hours instead of days, and get ready to, start your learnings from Sunday evening, right? And yeah, do we have any other pointers from any member of the Zuri team, anything that you'd like to add?
So I think for me, it should just be pay attention to the best practices as we've mentioned. Make Google your friend. Find resources as much as you can. Submit your taxes on time. Attend your live classes if you have them. Watch your recorded classes when they are dropped. And basically just document. Yeah, so I was going to say you should try as much as possible to document your journey. So you can use Twitter, you can use Instagram, you can use Facebook. All you just have to do is tag I4G and Zuri, and then we'll be able to help you push out your work on our social media platform. And then it's also create a growth process for you. So you can look back and say, at the beginning of May or in the middle of May, I was able to do this, and then this is July, and this is what I've been able to do. So I think that will just be it for me.
Thank you so much, Andy. So I'm going to go across the room. Do we have any other thing to add? Chikere, Loy, Sandy, Sayer, David.
Okay. I have one more thing to add. Okay, so I want to tell you all that this is a very, very good opportunity, and make good use of it. Follow instructions, and trust me, You never can tell what will come out at the end of it. Thank you. And I wanted to add something. A lot of us have been seeing Zyrus on the Slack workspace. So Zyrus is actually the program coordinator, just in case you've been seeing him on the program, the workspace. Thank you. So best of luck. And I'm looking forward to helping you all and providing as much assistance as I can on the workspace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chikere. Do you have anybody else that wants to add anything?
I think you guys should view the Zuri training as a platform, as a starting place. So we're not hoping to make you this is not your ending place basically. So I advise like you definitely try to explore. There's a lot more that programming has to offer. There's a lot the tech space has to offer. So I think it's just like a starting place for you to like get your feet into tech. But then after that, I would advise strongly that you explore other avenues and other opportunities in the tech space. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, so I guess we've come to an end to the I4G Zuri 2022 orientation onboarding. Thank you to everyone that has joined us. Thank you to all the amazing mentors and program coordinators. Thank you to our partner Zuri. Thank you to everyone that has also joined on YouTube, everyone sending their questions, everyone, just being a participant and being ready to literally leave the trenches. You want to start a career in tech. A lot of us, let me boldly say that, have been where you are right now. So it's possible if if you're dedicated, if you put your mind to it. And just like Andy said, just like Chikere said, just like everybody here that I've not said anything, but I'm sure that they have it in their mind, is that this is an opportunity for you. So don't lose it, right? This is an opportunity for you to change your career. There's an opportunity to start a career in tech. There's an opportunity to start earning, in the next couple of months, in the next couple of years. Be focused, ask questions, finish your courses, finish your tasks, and have fun while at it. Please have fun. What else? Yeah, let's have an amazing 10 weeks. Let's have an amazing time with you guys, and I look forward to seeing the number of people that would finish this training. Right, I really look forward to you, because immediately you're done, we'll try to put you in with partners, put you in conversations with people that, hey, we have this person finished this track with the I4G Zuri training, and he or she is ready to, start as an intern in your company. Would you be willing to look at their CV? Would you be willing to look at their profile? And again, following up with what Andy said, please share your journey. Like, I think that's one of the best ways for you to grow much faster. Share your journey on social media. A perfect example would be last year when we did our I4G 30 Days of Design Challenge. And one of the ways, one of what we, pushed people to do was to share their design on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and obviously tag us, because then we're able to see what you're doing. And we had a lot of, designers had visibility for what they did. A lot of people got jobs through that. So do not limit what you're doing to yourself alone. Write about your journey, talk about what you've done in this week. Or this was what I did, this was my task, this was what I did. And you see amazing tech Twitter people, comment on what you're doing. You see them giving advice. You see people that will come to your DM asking if you are willing to work on a project with them. And again, you are using that opportunity to build your portfolio. So all in all, listen to what everybody is saying. We all wish you well. And this is me saying good luck, and in capital letters, good luck to everyone, every single one of you. From Ingressive for Good team, from the Zuri team, we wish you an amazing learning opportunity, and we can't wait to see what you're going to be doing at the end of the 10 stages, or at the end of the learning and the training. So I guess that's all for now. Have an amazing weekend, everyone. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.
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 Bye-bye. So usually we play
Bye.
Spotify.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
The recording has stopped.
Bye.
I'm looking forward to